Hey brothers and sisters, this is Cameron. I am in the parking lot of a Target right now and doing a very quick vlog on my lunch break. This is a preface for what I've done. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. I approached a JW cart that happened to be in a local mall where I just happened to see it and I wasn't even ready. I purchased a little spy camera and was all excited about it. Wasn't ready to use it right away. Saw them, jumped on the opportunity. So the audio, I apologize, is actually pretty terrible. The reviews, I'm gonna leave a review for this spy camera because it's they should have said you can't wear it right on your chest because it's supposed to be worn on your chest. It's a little pen. And of course the reviewer who did it on YouTube is wearing it on his belt. Anyway, I recorded it, the audio is terrible, but they invited me back at the end of the interaction. So I'm gonna go again next week and I'm going to wear a wire this time. I'm gonna have to figure out some way during summer to wear another jacket and hide a wire as well as get the audio synced with the thing. So my apologies about the audio, but I worked with it. I tweaked it as much as I could. You should be able to get the gist of what was said. It was approached in a very non-threatening, non-violent way, not just getting in their face and attack. It was like, hey, I'm playing dumb. I'm gonna say things that are dumb like Jehovah Witness and just throw people off and see how they react to that. So I hope you like it.
Hey. How's it going? Not bad. Actually, I have some friends and family that are Jehovah Witness. Yeah.
All right.
And I had, like, I don't see them very often, but I had some questions. I just noticed you're here as I'm walking to, like, get a coffee. But, like, is it true that you guys don't do, like, holidays and, like anniversaries and, like, baby showers and stuff?
No,
Or?
we do those things. Yeah, it's just the religious things. The only thing that religious holiday we celebrate is the Lord's evening meal. Jesus instituted it the night of Passover.
Is it, like, for his death or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he said, keep doing this in remembrance of me. So we do that.
Oh, okay.
He asked us to, but there was nothing else that in the Bible we're commanded to
So we do
celebrate.
anniversaries,
Anniversaries?
showers, baby. You do all of that.
Oh, okay.
But those are not religiously connected to anything.
So something that's not religious.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just the
yeah.
pagan connection. We don't want to adulterate the Bible teaching
Oh, okay.
with false.
I was trying to understand, like, why they wouldn't. They said something, but I don't
Yeah, that's why, because if you research a lot of the holidays, you can go to any, if you're online, right?
Just Google it? Yeah.
Google it. It'll just read how it got started.
Okay.
Yeah,
You'd be
and you can
surprised,
see,
yeah.
But you're welcome to take your the literature, it's free.
Each one.
Okay.
We don't charge for any of it.
There's no layaway?
There's a card for a website. You can get on the website.
that's where it is. I was looking for it.
Yeah, there's a card.
And here is our basic teachings are in this book right here.
Go to our
And
website.
it
As
does
well.
talk about holidays.
It
Yeah,
does?
there's a little section in
So
it.
it's, I'm confused. Is the religious thing or the pagan or both for holidays?
It's because of the holidays
Pagan is
are
a type of
pagan.
religion.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's non-biblical teachings.
So not Christian?
Pagan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good word. Pagan means not Christian.
Yeah, I don't even know what an actual definition for pagan
Yeah,
is.
that's it.
Well, they
Because they were,
the second, way after Jesus' death is when that holiday started.
Oh, interesting.
that's in the appendix.
I was just confused because,
It originated
And
well, I mean, like, baby showers are
Yeah, no, we do baby showers. We do anniversaries.
no birthdays?
We don't do any birthdays.
And that's pagan?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's two. There's two. Are you a Bible reader?
A little bit, not like super.
What the?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert.
Right.
I know some scriptures, yeah. Like, I've been to some churches and stuff, and
Yeah, we're not Bible thumpers, but we do base our teachings on the Bible. And there's two birthdays that are mentioned in the Bible,
Oh, okay.
and they were both by pagan people, and something bad happened on both of them.
What happened?
Someone died.
Yeah.
Oh, they died.
Yeah, one got his head cut off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Not
lovely.
good. Yeah.
Sounds like North Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
the Pharaoh had the head cut off of one of his
Cut the
attendants.
cheek
There was
bakers.
a both in the scriptures.
So because of the birthdays,
and they were a birthday
Google
celebration.
birthdays too.
okay.
You'd be surprised but you find that where all the celebrations come from.
Here we go.
Well, not.
Birthdays right there. Yeah. So there's no charge for any of our literature, so you can have that, and then you can look up the scriptures. And if you don't have a Bible on jw.org, there's a Bible online.
Oh, is he considered celebration of anyone's birth to be a pagan custom? This encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm confused because I'm pretty sure like you said baby showers are okay, right?
Yeah.
Those are pagan. Those come from pagan roots. Like if you Google like baby shower, isn't that? It's like a.
Google it and see where it comes from.
Isn't it like a pre-birthday? Because they're doing like the women get together and the men, I guess, whatever, and they give gifts.
What it was originally for was to help people out who couldn't afford stuff. That was what the original purpose was.
It's a
Well, now I'm just confused because isn't that what a birthday is? Like to help a family out with
Birthday
gifts?
is a self-adulation. Oh, look at me! It's my birthday. I'm the center of attention. You know, where's my gifts? You know?
Okay, I'm still confused because
Yeah.
it seems I'm super logical. So like a birthday doesn't seem that different than a baby shower. Then.
You can also go to your
Because they give gifts at baby showers and they celebrate
Yeah, but it's not.
before the birth.
Also, another big difference is that baby showers isn't really discussed in the Bible, but there are two birthdays mentioned in the Bible, and they're not done by the true worshipers. It was always those that weren't worshiping God, and it wasn't reflected in a good light. So we try to grasp the Bible principles that's brought out in the things that are in the Bible,
Okay.
and make our decisions about it. So we're not telling you not to celebrate birthdays, but from what we read in the Bible, the principles we grasp from it, we make the decision that we don't want to do.
Because I'm asking you guys because I don't see them, the ones that are,
Yeah.
JW, I
Yeah.
never really see them that often. So
But we do have a lot of fun doing other things. People think that we don't
you
do
get turned.
anything. People think that we don't do anything, but we do. We listen to music, we dance,
I'd feel bad if music was pagan. Like you couldn't listen to music. That's terrible.
So we
In fact, on jw.org,
there's music on there. Yeah. We watch TV.
Is it all like hymns and gospels and stuff?
Oh no, no.
I'll give you an example. This song I really like. Make sure that the volume is a little slow. And it's encouraging.
We enjoy music that's clean. Put it that way.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't probably like my music.
It depends on the words. It depends on the words. Wording in the
I heard someone actually singing on a guitar. That's different. I just assumed it would be like most churches, unless it's like a mega church and there's bands and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, we don't
music
know.
isn't like that.
One thing that really makes us different too, we don't have any paid ministers. Nobody's paid.
Here's another different style.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So got some Sade in there a little bit. Sounds like. You know Sade is, right? Yeah. I like her. Hopefully she's okay to listen to.
Did you say Sade?
Yeah, Sade.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I thought he said shot.
Your parents.
I thought he said shot A.
Oh, Sade.
Yeah, but
She did that.
shot A. My daughter is here. She's familiar with the newer stuff.
You live here in Roseville?
No, I live in Sac.
You live in Sac.
I'm just, the last time I bring this up because I'm just confused. I Googled baby shower, and it says it's to prepare for the birth of a baby.
Yes.
It's a celebration. I'm confused because I'm asking this to my family too. Like, it sounds like.
Take care of the baby, not the
Because
baby's
the
birthday.
expense of raising a kid is really hard, so friends will help out and bring in things that they need, like diapers and baby
It's just a
clothes.
measure of helping the person
It's
that's
not
having
a
a baby.
celebration of the birth of the baby. It's prior to the baby's birth to help the family, basically.
So it's a pre-birthday birthday.
A bride, like
It really sounds like on Google when I look at it.
Well, it's the same thing with the wedding. You know, you're not married, are you?
No.
Okay, I didn't think
I haven't found anyone sane yet. They're hard to come by.
For instance, if it's a young couple just getting started out, we give them shower gifts to help them on their start.
Okay.
So that they don't have to pay for stuff.
Okay.
It's the same thing with the baby shower. It's to help the new parents not have to pay for a bunch of stuff.
Well, that's nice. That's helpful.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
I just assume that's what birthdays are for too. You know, growing up.
You have to look up the origin. You have to look up the origin of birthdays.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
You have to look up the origin. That's what we go by. Is how stuff first got started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like what Jehovah's Witnesses, there's not a lot of rules, but we just try to learn the principles of the Bible, and then it applies to
And make
a lot of
judgments
things.
based off of that?
So it
So the Bible doesn't.
in your
It
mind.
doesn't say no birthdays at all, or?
It doesn't say thou shalt not celebrate birthdays, but what we try to just do is discern Bible principles that apply to any situation that we're in, and it requires more thinking and
Logic.
yeah, and so it may be a combination of various Bible principles that apply to a certain situation, and then the situation might change, and another Bible principle comes into play more. And so it requires our reasoning abilities, and we pray about it a lot too, so that we make the right decision. We're trying to gain Jehovah's, our Creator's mind on
Now, who's Jehovah? Like,
God.
that's God's name? Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Chapter here we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'll definitely go home and Google Jehovah.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can even your encyclopedias, Britannica and also Americana, especially the Americana Encyclopedia, and it gives you definitions on all of those holidays.
Shows God's name.
You want to look again?
In the appendix.
The picture of God's name is
Yeah.
in the appendix.
I'm so confused. I have so many questions because now I'm remembering like from like world history class, like a wedding ring, a wedding dress, and a veil. They all comes from like pagan origins, doesn't it?
No, it all comes from
Maybe we should give you the other one. The one that's more detailed.
Yeah, but everything would, a lot of stuff would be pagan then. The most stuff.
No, we really encourage you to research it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get not just what we're trying to tell you here, but you'll get the logic
It doesn't have the
and
picture
why.
in it. This is more detailed. Yeah, there it is. I'll give you the more, because you're a logical thinker, I think you'd like the more detailed.
This is Hebrew.
Yeah, this is original Hebrew. This is the tetragrammaton. It's God's name in Hebrew. And Hebrew only has consonants. It doesn't have vowels. So it's, the pronunciation was lost because we stopped using God's name.
Okay.
So we can only guess as to how it was pronounced, but it's also translated in each language. So maybe you saw it. Sometimes it's referred to in a movie that people have seen. One of the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's God's name. It was in the third one.
Who's in the movie?
It was in the movie.
Oh, yeah, no, those creepy movies, they have like a lot of magic and stuff.
Yes,
Super
they
creepy.
did. Yes, in the movies.
But in
I
Latin,
know some guy's face came off or something in the movie.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That one?
That's the name of it.
Yeah, the third one.
With
with what was it? Harrison.
So wedding rings are okay, so you have a wedding.
yeah. I do.
No,
I
you're all
just
single.
put it on this morning.
So you don't have any problems to deal with when you go home.
You know why? Because it lets people know that you're taking. Not that that matters anymore nowadays, because it doesn't.
Yeah, it helps.
It matters to me. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to look at this wedding thing because I could have sworn in like world history class from high school it comes from Egyptians.
Yeah, and just because it comes from Egypt doesn't mean that there's a religious connotation. It's the false religious teachings that we're trying to keep separate of. That doesn't mean that the...
And weren't the Egyptians the bad guys in the Bible?
They were not too
They weren't nice.
people. But we did a lot of other stuff from the Egyptians that is good. Not everything that they did was bad or was against God necessarily. Like their building techniques was something that man has carried down from them for a long time.
Yeah.
So they introduced a lot of good things.
Interesting.
But it was the things that were associated with the worship that makes stuff bad. It's the worship that we try to stay away from.
Okay. Weird.
Their way of worshiping was quite different.
So are you guys like one of those that are for tattoos or against tattoos? I know they came from like Egyptian tattoos.
Well, it just depends upon what you think the Bible says about it.
So it's the interpretation of it?
Not necessarily the interpretation. Like she says, principles. People people think that there's a lot of laws, but God doesn't give us a lot of laws, believe it or not. He'll give us a principle. And in case of that principle, we have to decide if something is right or wrong. What you may decide is right or wrong in case of that principle is your decision. But what I make out of it is something else. But as we take in more knowledge of God's viewpoint of things, a lot of times we'll change our viewpoint and think more like He wants. So it all becomes a part of growing spiritually into what God wants. At first you may not understand, but as you it's like putting the pieces of a puzzle together. Well, I don't get that.
Really complicated.
Let's get another piece of the puzzle and make that fit. And then once you get the full picture, then you can see the whole puzzle.
Yeah, it's things that the Bible doesn't say right out. You know, like maybe there wasn't tattoos back then, or let's say smoking. Maybe they didn't smoke or take certain drugs back then. But there's Bible principles that we can reason on how to feel about it. And so it applies to more situations. But there are a lot of things that are clear. I mean, murder is wrong. I mean, you don't need to have.
I don't think you need the Bible to need to know not to murder somebody.
Yeah, so there's a lot in the Bible that is clear cut, but then there's the areas that's basically our conscience. We have to reason on Bible principles to decide for ourselves which way we want to go.
Okay.
So you know.
So
Just like the
Jehovah's Witnesses decided that holidays are not okay because it's not okay to Jehovah.
It's more about that's more clear cut because it's about our worship. Jehovah requires exclusive devotion. He doesn't want us to mix the good with the bad.
For instance, Jesus was not born on Christmas.
Oh yeah, I mean the world history. It's
That's right. So
not even 100% known.
So why do they celebrate? What's it about?
Well, with my family, it's just to get together because we don't get to see each other that often. Yeah.
For most people today, they don't even recognize it.
Yeah. But the whole holiday itself has nothing to do with Jesus at all. That's the way it got started. Nothing to do with Jesus.
I'll be doing a lot of Googling.
I think it's near where it was talking about birthdays and the book. It talks a bit about Christmas.
I'll have to Google it. You come here often, I have to Google this.
We're here on Mondays and Fridays.
Oh, it's very specific.
All day.
We each do it for like a 2-hour shift.
It's different ones.
Someone else may
They
be
give you a
here,
break.
but
It was just kind of asking every time.
Yeah, and then I have one other question before I have to go. I mean, I've asked the family like some questions, and they said some stuff about like Armageddon, and I was like, is it true that you guys believe that like, you know, I don't plan on being a JW. I'm just trying to understand it to better understand my family.
The Bible says about Armageddon. You getting that?
Well, I was curious because I guess you guys believe that everyone who's not a Jehovah's Witness at the end of that is going to be killed.
being a Jehovah's Witness isn't a guaranteed survival. Jehovah judges who survives. Our organization, what we're trying to do is teach people what the Bible says and how to survive. Okay, but it's up to us to be obedient
Okay.
to what God wants.
He's the judge, not
Yes.
us.
So Revelation talks about Armageddon.
And it's not what most people think.
I mean, it's kind of a scary thought. Like anyone who's not a
So you got it.
so if you are a Jehovah's Witness, then you have a better chance of surviving this
Well, there's
apocalyptic
Even
thing.
some Jehovah's Witnesses may not survive.
Yeah. Okay, the word
Because-
That's not
Because they have a tattoo or something.
no, that's not what we
In the
teach.
Bible, the word Armageddon, and
Oh, you
it's
got an app.
always attached
Yeah, we have an
to,
app.
we have an app, and it's always attached to what God is going to do, not what man's going to do, but what God's going to do. And this day is to get rid of all the wickedness that's here on the earth and make peace on the earth that man really wants to enjoy.
Wickedness. So if I don't become a Jehovah's Witness, am I considered wicked?
We can't make that determination for anybody. That's between you and God, basically.
There is steps that
Steps.
people need to take. One of them is to learn about Jehovah and to dedicate their lives to him. It
First you
just
gotta learn about
Anyway,
There's a lot of false ideas about who he is. So the first thing is to learn who he is. And then you decide whether or not you want to do what he says.
And that we all have
Sounds like a
choices.
clingy girlfriend, like just me.
No.
the one who gave us life. He everything.
Do you believe in God?
Would like to. I don't know for sure.
Okay, that's a start. See? That's a start.
There's so many different religions claiming they know him, I don't know what to believe.
There's a lot of confusion.
Here's a brief explanation. It says, hope in Jehovah and follow his way, and he will exalt you to take possession of the earth. When the wicked are done away with, you will see it.
So I'm assuming this has to do with that Armageddon thing that my family
exactly.
mentioned.
So this is Psalms 37. You can read the whole.
So they would take the earth and the wicked. So if I never become or learn about Jehovah, so I'm not super interested. I'm just trying to understand my family.
Yeah.
Would I be one of the wicked that's done away with?
If you're not wanting to serve him.
I'll share another scripture that helps explain it too.
And someone like Trump, like our Orange King.
We're all because of what.
That dude's a straight up cult leader.
Are you familiar with Adam and Eve? What happened to them?
Yeah. They had paradise, and Adam and Eve were supposed to be there and happy, and then the fruit came, and there was the one thing they weren't supposed to touch, and they both ate it, and they got
They had one thing that they had to follow. Just one.
Just one.
So they could have lived forever, but their disobedience made them lose out on living forever, for not only themselves, but everybody else. So we all inherit that. And so we're in this state. Jesus was sent to give back to us what they lost. So in John it says, the one who exercises faith in the Son, Jesus, has everlasting life. The one who disobeys the Son will not see life, but the wrath of God remains upon him.
The one who disobeys the Son will not see life, but the wrath of God remains upon him.
Yeah, remains. So remains. So we're already in that state from Adam. We're in a state of alienation from God, wrath of God. He sent his Son, and this is just up in the same chapter, one of the most famous scriptures, you may have heard it, that talks about how he's provided his Son for us. It says, for God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that everyone exercising faith in him might not be destroyed, but have everlasting life.
So I guess that answers my question. So if I don't get to know God, I'm going to be done away with then.
And that's why we do things like this, so that
That's
people
depressing.
know.
No,
That is
it really
depressing. That's
isn't.
awful.
It really isn't, because who do we owe our life to?
But once you learn things, we so often hear people say just what you said, but because they take the time to find out what it's all about, they make changes.
Yeah, and look at because what we're living now is not how God meant it. He meant these better conditions. He's going to make these changes.
Worthwhile looking into.
And the only way these changes will come is for the wicked to be gone away. How can he have peace when you
So
still
me.
have people who want to drop a nuclear bomb on you, you know? I mean, you got to think about
I mean,
it.
that's obviously, that's a whole nother level of wicked.
Yeah.
But,
and
so,
look
okay,
what they're doing to
let's
these
backtrack. If I, celebrate my birthday and, do unknowingly pagan things, I guess, does that make me wicked?
No.
Because you're not
You're
really knowing exactly what the scriptures have to say and then going against it. You have to learn first.
So would this
why.
count as me knowing it and then
No.
potentially going against it?
Sorry.
We have
Jehovah's
Bibles
reaching
that
out to you.
We offer.
I'm just curious because
We offer.
I don't see them that often. So they don't talk to us that much because
We offer free home Bible study.
something about Bible standards or something. I was just confused.
Who are you saying?
Family.
Your family?
Yeah.
And are they religious?
They're Jehovah's Witness.
They are Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah, I have a few of them, yeah.
Where?
They're on the East Coast, so I don't see them that often.
You don't see them that often?
Yeah.
Well, what we try to recommend
I was just
people
curious
is-
because I want to see my cousin and, I don't get to see him that often.
what we recommend is that we offer free home Bible discussions. It does not obligate you to become one of Jehovah's Witnesses, but you can get all your questions answered free of charge. Free of charge.
Interesting. I have to think about that.
It takes. You
So obviously,
can't,
you have some of my attention. I'm kind of
you
curious.
can't put it all in one little session. You
I
won't
bet.
get it. You won't get it. Here's an idea. Here's an idea.
But I think I got it from that scripture. If I don't get to know Jehovah, I'm going to be done away with.
You have to get to know God. You
That's why
really
he's
do.
reaching out to you.
It sounds like I'm going to be murdered if I don't.
It's not an accident that
you do, if you take the time to want to learn, then no, you won't be disappointed.
Well, yeah, like I said, like I'm just mostly curious about like what my family believes. I don't really have the desire to become a
Right.
Jehovah's Witness because I'm not sure about anything.
We
Are
don't,
not-
we
you're
don't
not
let you just go
obligated.
get baptized
You really
just
aren't.
because you say, well, okay, I
So you have to be baptized?
To get baptized, you have to have knowledge. And that's what the Bible tells us. We have to gain the knowledge.
Oh, this is the next
Knowledge
step.
comes first.
The
yes.
knowledge comes first.
So it's learn about Jehovah,
And
then get
you-
baptized, and then I can get
you
saved?
decide. You
Is
decide
that what
you
it
want
is?
to do what he says.
Like, so learn about him, baptism, and then I can get saved? Is that how it works?
No.
It's part of it.
Part of it. So it's the steps required.
Yeah, it's not.
That doesn't mean
You're
we're
all
saved.
baptized.
Yeah.
We won't know when we're saved.
Yeah, I'm sure you could turn evil and, you know, be the next Trump lady, I don't know,
You can
something.
change, yes.
But this is the first.
But if I don't do those steps now, then I'm screwed.
Yeah, time is getting short.
That's why we dedicate. I mean, we don't get paid. For
We don't
this.
get paid. Nobody
We
gets
do
paid.
this because we care about people.
Our
We
literature
want
is
them
all
to know.
free.
Yeah, everything's free.
It is free.
That's a really depressing way to bring up life. I'm going to be honest with you.
No,
No, what's
not
depressing
really.
is watching
What
videos.
kind of life do you want to have? What kind of life do you want to have?
So there's 7 billion people on the earth, so the majority of them aren't going to be baptized in Jehovah's Witness, so they're all going to die?
You know,
every
the scripture in Matthew, so we scripture in Matthew 7.
Do you remember the story about Noah?
Yeah.
And what happened? How many were saved?
Like what, 10 people or something? 7? 8? 8.
So you see, and Noah told the people at his time, he preached about what God was going to have happen on the earth because of the wickedness. They were doing such horrible, horrible things.
What was wicked that they were doing?
Oh, they were doing all kinds
They were
of
doing
stuff. Or not,
they're
not good stuff.
Violent. There was also angels that had come down and materialized, took on wives and produced these what they call Nephilim. It's in the 6th chapter of Genesis, so if you read that, you can read that whole account of what went on in the earth before.
6th chapter of what?
The 6th chapter, the very first book of the Bible in Genesis.
Oh, okay.
It talks about Noah and what happened at that time. And God was disgusted with the human race, of what was going on with the human race, because he meant for man to have a perfect life here on the earth with happiness.
Uh-huh.
And yet it had grown to this detestable situation that was going on. And these
Okay.
angels that produced these hybrids.
That sounds really weird.
Yes, it was really weird. And
Really
God knew he
bad.
had to do away with it. So because of that, he told Noah, he says, you prepare a way that you can survive. People who were righteous, he wanted to save. People who were good. Well, Noah,
So he
his
committed,
family, with this
sounds like he
one-
committed righteous genocide on the wicked people. And it sounds like,
judgment.
from your point of view, he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what Armageddon is.
But we decide what our fate is going to be.
But we decide which way we want to go.
decide.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to understand. Like, I don't have any plans like to be a Jehovah's Witness, but
Right.
so it sounds like my fate is sealed.
You can't join
No,
anything.
nobody's fate is
You
sealed.
can't join us. I mean, as far as
Nobody's
just joining
fate is
something and
sealed.
coming to
Without
our
studying and
meetings,
getting
without
baptized.
studying
This
and
is
knowing
where we
what
get
it
the
says.
comparison right here. See that in
Saying
the
the day of
yellow?
the hour nobody knows, neither the angels, heavens, and the sun, but the Father, so they knows the presence of the Son of Man will be eating, drinking, marrying women. And so you guys don't
No,
eat and drink?
The point is
No,
that
no,
they
no.
took note. They're so
Amen.
involved in daily life, they didn't take note of the warning.
See, we're just trying to help people to
Wow.
know, to understand. We're living in
Like
a
from an
very
outsider's
wicked
point of
time.
view, it just sounds like God is not the nicest dude.
But you know
Like, I
what
get that
happened?
people were
Because
sinning,
you
but
don't have
You don't have the knowledge to
Full
understand.
picture.
Yeah.
he just sounds really like judgmental from an outsider's
but
point of
he
view.
isn't.
It isn't.
So I don't know if I see what's wrong with
Just like
eating and
you,
drinking.
He has
No, that's not.
no.
You didn't get it. It says they were doing all these things. That wasn't wrong. It says they took no note until
They were
they're
so busy
so
living
involved
their
in everyday life. They didn't listen to Noah warning them that
Mhm.
there was going to be the flood. They could have gotten into the ark too.
And then back then they had
didn't want
to learn about God and get baptized too and become a Jehovah's Witness.
Get in the ark.
No, they just had to get in the ark.
I'm so many questions. I'm just confused because I don't think Jehovah's Witnesses were back then.
Oh, no.
Well,
See, this is why you have
actually,
to
it
have,
started with Adam.
This is why you have to have your own Bible study. Just you and a
It takes
teacher.
time to learn.
We're
Yeah,
trying to tell you
none of this
something
is
that
going
it
to
takes
make
a
any
while
sense.
to learn.
It's too much information.
Three people
talking amongst themselves.
But I think you would agree. I'm asking very logical questions.
You are.
Like, I'm not trying to be
you are very
argumentative. I'm just trying to
logical.
understand.
And you know, but we don't want to tell you the answers. We want you to show you where the answers are in the Bible, then you figure out what the answer is going to be.
I think you showed most of them to me. If I don't,
No, we didn't show most of them to you. No.
I think I got the main thing though. If I don't learn about Jehovah and get baptized, I'm
You
screwed.
do have to learn.
Yeah.
The first step.
That is
You
one
do
thing
have
you
to
have
learn.
to do. God expects us to learn about what His purposes are, and if we want to do that, then we have the opportunity of living forever. If we don't want to do that, that's our choice.
Adam and Eve had the same choice. It's just a matter of obedience. And they decided to do things their own way. And we all
The more you say,
separated.
the more logical my brain gets, because Adam and Eve were different. They had direct contact with,
Yes,
I guess, Jehovah.
Yes.
We're here, like, God doesn't speak to people now. He doesn't like, hey, yo, what up?
The
He
Bible.
uses the Bible.
Don't turn left, turn right, because there's a car accident.
Yeah, that's why we encourage people to really learn about the Bible, because then they know then what the Creator wants us to know.
Yeah, and then what we figured that out so far is, if I don't change my ways and study and
I
learn
don't
and
know what kind of a life
be
you live.
Jehovah,
You know, we don't know what kind
then I
of
would be
life you
screwed.
live, you know, so, but you're curious, aren't you? You wanna know
I'm definitely curious. I'm excited to go home and like Google Jehovah's Witnesses and see what comes up.
Well, the best way to Google Jehovah's Witnesses is on that website, jw.org. That's where you get the truth, yeah.
That one?
Yes.
Yes.
It'll tell you.
Just the truth?
Look at that.
Yes, because a lot of people have false ideas about us.
That's what I'm asking you guys.
They just go by what other people have said. So if you Google us, you'll get a lot of those false ideas and hardly what's
Yeah,
the
there's a lot of,
correct view.
a lot
What
of
do you mean?
websites that say JW witnesses, but they're not.
A lot of
Oh.
them say that we're
They're
following
not.
a man, and it's not true.
Yeah.
Following a man.
True.
See, that is our official website on the back. So
That's
if
where
you
you
want to
get the
know,
truth about who we
that's
are.
where you find the truth. That comes directly from our organization.
What is your name?
Huh?
Yeah, no, he lives in Sac. This is
Are you all together?
Yes.
Hi.
He's our next
Okay.
guest.
For the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
For the next 2 hours. So I was like overhearing some of your questions, and they're great questions.
I'm like confused and I'm also very logical too, so I'm like,
Yeah, you
It's worth
know,
just investigating.
probably why I'm so
things,
single.
things sometimes don't make sense, until you actually get the final product, like a cake. Who would have guessed there's an egg in it, I mean, it kind of sounds nasty in the beginning. It's just really needs a cake together, but the final outcome is chocolate cake. I like chocolate. It's nice final product. So, yeah, you've got the book there. It sounds like the ladies have
Can we get your name and address?
Address?
Yeah.
Why do you need my address?
Because we're going to send someone to your house
You can send someone to your
to answer all your questions.
If that's
That sounds super creepy. Like, what the? What?
No,
Come to my house?
That's fine. Yeah. That's what we do.
Or,
That's
you
just
know,
what
on
we
that
do.
website, there's a contact us if you want someone to come by after you've read
Okay.
stuff and you want to talk to someone.
Okay.
You can have,
But
you can fill in the...
You said I should only go here?
to that
That gives
website.
you,
To this
so you
website?
can go to any website that you want to.
Yeah, because I'm excited. I'm going to go Google Jehovah's
That
Witnesses.
is what gives you the truth about us. So once you
So there's a lot of lies.
once you Google Jehovah's Witnesses, then go to a website.
Okay. For example, like if you, I don't know what sort of car you like the best.
I'm not fancy.
Okay.
A Honda's
say,
nice.
Say you're a Honda fan. I'm a Ford guy. So, you're gonna read all the
I
negative
prefer cars
things.
that don't break down.
Right? See? You're gonna learn all about the things that are not completely accurate about a Ford if you don't go to Ford's website.
But I mean, like, I would go to like YouTube and look up reviews on Hondas and Fords.
You could do that, or like if you had to fix,
Before I buy anything on Amazon, that's what I do.
or if you had to fix your car, where would you go to get the best directions on how to fix your car? Would you go to Honda's website, or would you go to?
I go regularly to Honda, like I guess you guys are Honda.
Yeah, so that's
Or like an authorized dealer.
right. So
Yeah,
that's what
you're a
that's,
thinker.
so that's what the website's about. This is the authorized, the real information about Jehovah's Witnesses. It's found there.
So if I went to YouTube and looked up Jehovah's Witnesses, that's going to be a lot of
There's a lot
misinformation.
of haters out there.
Yeah,
There's a
That's
lot of
his
haters.
wife.
they do not like us.
Hi, wife.
They-
So yeah, there's a lot of.
Nice to meet you.
We're like in the process of change here, just as far as our shift. So, but yeah, there's the real information you'll get from about Jehovah's Witnesses. And
Okay. Would this be the same if I guess I had to study? It would be all from here?
Well,
That's where you start.
the way it works
I do have to get going in a second. Let me see how much
is
time it
you
is.
see these Bible questions, right?
Oh yeah, I gotta go.
But this is what we see happening in the world today. All the shaded things that's common to mankind: old age, sickness, illnesses. But what the Bible promises is what's in the color. That's the fundamental belief
In these colors? Yes.
is that God will heal the
Well,
sick.
there's diversity.
Yeah, it's true. You know, that's why Jehovah's Witnesses do not go to war.
I wouldn't go to war.
No. So here in this first chapter, you see here's the questions of what you'll learn.
I guess you wouldn't really have to if Armageddon comes and wipes me out.
Well,
Problem solved.
yeah.
That's like at the end of, have you seen Infinity War? The Avengers? Again,
Yeah.
he like snaps his fingers and gets rid of half the
all gone, you know?
Like that.
Hey, you know, it's possible.
I do have to get going.
Yeah, but here's the paragraphs as the scriptures are cited in the back. It'll encourage you to look them up from your own Bible.
Okay.
That's how a study is encouraged. You read the first paragraph, and then there are questions here. So that's yours, and that will get you started.
Okay.
If you were to read,
Cameron.
Cameron,
Yeah.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Sharon.
Terry. Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you too,
Sharon
Cameron.
or Sherry?
Sharon.
Sharon. Bev?
Beverly. Yeah.
Beverly?
Yeah.
I'm Curtis.
Curtis
Nice to meet
and
you.
wife.
Aaron and wife.
Ari?
Aaron.
Aaron, very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I gotta take off, but I actually might be in the neighborhood on Friday, so.
We'll be here Monday. Yeah, we'll be here Friday.
Yeah.
But be another group of people.
Question you could come up with.
Okay.
We could even do a study here in the mountains.
Pretty sure I asked a couple of hard questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clowns or
So-
yeah.
But yeah, think of the hardest question you could come up with.
Okay. I will.
And then, do you have a
Challenge accepted.
Got one.
pen?
Your number.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't have she has a oh, here's a pen.
You can text me.
You can text me,
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
and
Then you don't have
Have you
to
seen
give
that,
your
that segment on the news called
address
Curtis?
in public.
Yeah, that reminds me of.
That's right.
but I'm with a C, and he's with a K.
Oh, okay.
That's an 8. That's an 8.
Okay.
So that's my number. You can text me, and I'm here at some point, either Mondays or Fridays, or I can return the text.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Text back and forth.
All right. I gotta get going. It was good meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you, Cameron.
I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Have a good shift.
You just saw the video. It's pretty crazy. It was really cool. They invited me back and they challenged me on asking the most difficult questions. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say about some of the most difficult questions you can think of. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe so we can stay in contact. Leave a like, lets me know I'm doing some good work, and a comment about anything else you think I might have missed or should do in the future, because you got my heart pumping. I really want to do more of these in the future. Till then, brothers and sisters, I will see you